What's going on, everybody? It's your man, Gio Richardson, and thank you once again for coming back to the cultural frequency, also known as Vibe Responsibly. I got my co-hosts with me again. They didn't leave. What's up, Jax? How you doing?
You stuck with me, brother. I'm not going anywhere. What's up?
I'm stuck.
Stuck.
That ain't creepy. All right. What's up, Kish? How you doing? What up, though? Hey, baby. All right, okay. We're not gonna do that on this here, okay? All right. And Jack's looking at us like we crazy. All right. So,
Okay.
hey, we got through the first episode, y'all.
Yeah. And back for number two.
Listen, hey, we came in kind of hot to where we almost got canceled. Like, dead ass. Like, almost got canceled. Like, I had to find another way for us to do this.
Cancel culture does not exist over here.
No, and I think what happened that we literally touched we touched the soul of two. And they was like, we don't like what he's saying. You know, you go ahead.
Multiple.
It was multiple. When you get to talking about their savior, you know, it's Anyway, before we get started, I want to give a big shout out to everyone vibing with the show. If you're loving it so far and want to keep these conversations going, please hit the Patreon link and the link in my bio. On TikTok and Instagram, you can find it at Gio_Richardson. On YouTube is Vibe Responsibly Podcast, or in the show notes wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, and become a monthly supporter for just $5. If you're in a giving mood and you would like to give a little more, we've got different tiers with some perks too. For example, the swag surfing tier is $25 a month, hooks you up with new merch every quarter. So if you would like new merch 4 times a year, then become a subscriber and we'll get it to you and get you taken care of. Your support keeps the mics hot, the vibe strong, and the culture moving forward. All right, let's get into it. So we done talked about, came in hot the last time. We did come in a little hot the first time. So we're gonna slow it down a little bit. We're gonna talk about love. And not just love, we're gonna talk about black love. Yeah. Yeah, look at them. They look so crazy. If y'all got to see this on YouTube, man, they over here dancing, man. This is wild. So, my question is, why are black relationships under pressure? Are we building together or are we battling each other? Because, see, my thing is, have we forgotten how to love each other, or are we just loving in a different time? It's so crazy nowadays, and I'm just going to say it, and we can start from here. The dating pool got a little gonorrhea herpes clap in it. And if y'all don't know what that is, that's everything put together. It's got a little gonorrhea herpes clap in it. And there's some weirdos on the male side and on the women's side as well. Like, it's crazy out here. And to hear conversations of people where they're just like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know who I want to be with because everybody's playing games and everything is going crazy. And, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I think it's just people's misinterpretation of what love actually is. So I'm going to pose a question because I already asked 2, but my biggest question right now is, and I'm going to pose this question to Jax first. What exactly is love in your definition?
Love, in my definition, is full acceptance. Good, bad, ugly, hard, easy. It's literally, for me, speaking from a married perspective, it's committing to everything that means holding you down, riding with you through the hard times, actually knowing and seeing those vows that you took through all the way through it, sickness, health, poor, richer, whatever we got to ride in, I'm supporting you no matter what. You don't have to worry about who got you, because I always got you if I said I loved you and if I'm riding with you.
All right, I like that. Okay, well, now I got to hear from, the baby, because she going, let's see how this goes. All right, baby, what you got? What is love in your definition?
Okay, I would say love for me is choosing to stay, even when it's rough, even when it's good times, bad times, the rough times, the heel times, the wavy times, like choosing to stay every single day. You wake up and you choose to stay. For me, that's That explains it in a nutshell, completely and utterly.
Okay. All right. All right. I guess it's my turn. Okay. So love for me, and I will agree with both of you. I actually agree with both of you. Love for me is the regular days. And when I say the regular days, you get so hyped up when hearing couples say, "Hey, we're going here, we're going there, we're buying this." But what does Tuesday look like? What does Tuesday look like? What does Tuesday look like when you come home from work? Are you pulling up to the driveway or pulling in your garage and you got to take a minute because you got to deal with the person that's in the house? Or are you actually happy to walk into that home? Like, what does a regular night look like? Because to me, that's what love is. It's a regular night, it's a regular day or night. Who's cooking? Who's putting the kids to bed? If there are kids, what are we watching? What are we snuggling up and doing? That is a regular Tuesday for me. And that's what love looks like for me. Honestly, that's exactly what it looks like for me. And I want to know, do you really believe like in black love now? Like, what does it look like as far as the struggle, like the dating? And well, I'm going to ask you, Jax, the dating, because right now you're married, right? And so run us through what it looked like to get to where you are right now as far as being married, and what does marriage look like your perception of marriage, like, because we heard what love looks like, but what is marriage? How are you doing marriage?
I think, and I'm glad you asked me because I'm blending a family. I had a daughter before I got married, and me and my husband have had a daughter together. He had a child before we got married, and we both came from different backgrounds and different worlds. And getting to this point has not been easy because when you start trying to add in my beliefs, your beliefs, how I raise my kids on the side, how you raise your kids when we're not together, that takes a lot. And then both of us were outside of committed, like serious lockdown relationships for the better part of 5 to 7 years before we got together. So it incorporated us removing and still removing the me's and choosing the we's. Looking at, well, this is how I did it when it was just me, but now I got to think about how does this affect you? Every day we have to choose the in the hard times, fighting through the struggles and the tough stuff because I'm raising a teenager. This is tough. We're doing teenage stuff and we're doing life stuff. That's choosing the we over the battle, choosing us over the fight, and remembering when we not on the same page that we're tackling the issue, not each other. We're solving a problem, not trying to change the person that I married. And one thing that's really big for us in marriage is that we really get away and have gotten away from having gender roles inside. I can wash dishes, you can wash dishes. I can wash clothes, you can wash clothes. I can do baths, you can do baths. I can do cooking, you can do cooking. It's important that we keep in mind with school, kids, and at one point working full time, sometimes you need a break. Sometimes I gotta be able to read you and say, oh, you know what, baby, you look a little tired today. And that's a big thing for us. We are incorporating a lot of what we've both learned in therapy because we've had issues outside of our relationship that both of us thought needed to be addressed by a professional. On top of being cognizant of what my partner's history, what do you need? Being paying attention. You're moving a little slower today. Is it something you need from me? Are you dealing with something that we haven't talked about? Is it something you need to, and actually being very active about and cognizant with each other inside of therapy. Issues don't have mountainous among us if we attack them together.
I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. Okay. Uh, what you got? I know, this, that's my baby. So I want to see what she got to say. What she got to say about, and what I want you to do, honestly, babe, is not focus on us so much, but just like what brought you to this point. You know what I'm saying? Because, in dating, it's a little different. You have your person, Jax, right? And so in dating, you know, it could get a little murky, and then you find yourself like literally feeling like, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't feel like it. I want to be by myself. I'm tired of looking. And then when I'm not looking, what finds me is not what I want. Because for some reason, when we find people, boy, don't we get their representative? We will get a representative quick. That person will show up nicely tuned up, nicely dressed, good shoes, good socks, everything. You start that onion starts unraveling, and you start seeing the gremlin inside that onion. It get funky quick. Because people will tell you, oh, I like good communication. Oh, I like this. And all of a sudden, they don't talk. Oh, I'm a safe space for you. And all of a sudden, they're not your safe space. They will change. And I don't know if that's a toxic thing that happens, but I know we've all gone through it. But it's wild. So, Kish, take me through, you know, what dating and, you know, what led you to me, you know, in this in this day and time.
So for me, dating, I'm not gonna say it was horribly. I'm gonna say it was lessons, right? So like every moment, every outing, every conversation was a teaching moment for me because it taught me what I wanted and what I didn't want. And what I didn't want was quickly noted, right? So in the beginning, it was like, okay, I could do this, like, because it took me a minute. I was married before, and I was like, okay, like, I needed some time to get myself together to make sure I was whole before I started dating. So going into a relationship, I am whole. So I'm like, I don't need somebody else to fulfill me because I'm already whole. So my person needs to be whole too. So with that being said, I was running into like a lot of teaching moments, I'm gonna say. But because I knew what I wanted right away, like it didn't last long. And my walk away is really a walk away. Like, and I had no remorse, like no issues or anything because I knew what I wanted. So that's why my relationship that I have now is like so important to me because he knows what he wants. I knew what I want and we meshed together. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure something out. Why she keep saying he like I'm not right here? Like, how does that? She said yes. You know, he knows what he wants, and he what? Hold on, Keith. No, hold on. What'd you say?
Because you told me to say it in my perspective, right?
Yeah, I did,
That's
but at the same time, like, you know how you talking about somebody? That's the him downstairs. That's what you just. That's how you did me. Him downstairs. Who the is him? Like, who? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm gonna tell you what my perspective is. I have to be honest. After I got divorced, I don't know what I was searching for. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I have no idea what felt like what could have been something. What felt like what should have been something. It always seemed to be fleeting. And you know, I don't do a lot of drama. I just don't. Like, I don't like drama. I don't like nonsense. My biggest thing is the moment you decide that you want to disturb my peace of mind, I'm gonna start moonwalking in my own way. I just am. Like, I have come to the point of my life where it's no longer a time for me to continue to deal with your red flags. I can't do that. And when I say can't, I normally don't use the word can't, but I definitely cannot do that. And I'm not even looking at red flags no more. I'm so hard with trying to make sure that I have my peace of mind. I'm somewhere between a green and a yellow flag, like a chartreuse. Like it's a lime green. You got a lime green flag? Oh, no. This ain't gonna work. Because it's like at some point I'm watching the light change. Like I'm watching you unravel. Everything that you said you were gonna be, you started backtracking on that. And so, and if you're super negative, oh my God, That super negative thing where everything is just, oh, I don't like this and I don't like that. And how you don't like everything? And there's something else. We got to change somebody's childish palate, but I'm going to leave that at that. I'm not going to talk about somebody's childish palate. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. So we're going to move on. We're going to talk about the social media effect, the comparison, the confusion, the clout. Like, do we not chase love anymore, or are we just chasing the image of it? Do y'all know that that comparison is literally the thief of joy? Why are you comparing yourself to other relationships on social media? You see your friend or somebody that you follow end up with a ring. Oh, I should be married now. Okay, but you don't even know that this woman is going through hell in her engagement. You don't know why she got that ring. She probably got that ring because he done messed up and he had to find a quick fix. You understand what I'm saying? Like, don't compare yourself to what's going on in other people's relationship on social media, because listen, social media is two things. You can socialize or you can run into social lies. Everybody's not telling the truth on social media. I'm just being honest with you. It doesn't work that way. Okay? So please, you have to stop comparing yourself. So what do you think about this whole social media epidemic, baby? About this whole, people trying to compare themselves to other people's relationships on social media?
I think social media should be used for its purpose, for entertainment. Like, it should not be used to mimic or to be like somebody else. For me, I don't look at everybody else's situation or what they have or what they doing on social media and be like, I gotta have that or I want that relationship. For me, it's like, oh, that's cute, that's nice, because I know how things can be portrayed on social media. For me, it's my aunt and uncle who's been married for over 40 something years, or my grandparents who have been married, were married for over 60 years. That's what I look at. So that's where I want to mimic. I don't look at people because I even watch people create this image on social media, and in person I know them in real life, and I know that that's not how their marriage or their relationship is. I'm like, so when people do that, it's like, I feel like it's kind of like um a a flaw almost. Like, because you can look at something or watch a movie or something and say, that's how my life needs to be. But then now you're depressed and now you're sad because you don't have that. When really you should be blessed for the stuff that you do have. And if you move like you already are blessed, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna get the desires of your heart anyway. So
Okay, so once again, she's about to turn this into church, just like the last time. All right. So, Jax, how do you feel about this? I'm going to call it the social media epidemic in relationships. How do you feel about
I agree with Keith to an extent, and I feel like a lot of people forget when you're watching a reel, it is just that. It clip of somebody's life. It is not the full picture. It is not everything that they're dealing with or going through. And if you care about the sanctity of your marriage, you're not, or your relationship for that matter, you're not blasting everything that's going on inside of your relationship on social media. it presents it presents you at a fault or already behind the ball when you look at somebody else's Instagram spread or you look at their first 15 pictures. It's like, oh, she got a ring. Just like you said, you don't know what I'm going through to get the ring. You don't know what I did to get the ring. You don't know what it's taking for me to keep the ring. You don't know what's the back half of that. And I do honestly believe a lot of that flows into the very conversation that you started. Are we building or are we battling? Because you don't know how to build because you don't have the blueprint. You just see an outcome and you're trying to mimic an outcome without a blueprint, without a direction, none of that. You just want it to come and happen. And it's not a microwave situation. Marriages take work. Relationships.
So I'm glad you said that. So, and Keisha, I'm gonna come back to you because I got a question for you too. So, as far as being on social media with your partner, do you find it necessary to only talk about certain things, or do you find it also necessary to be private but not secret? So it's two parts. Do you find it where you have to only post about certain things, and also do you find yourself being private but not being a secret? Because some people don't post their partner. Some people just don't. And it's not to say that they're not in a relationship or they're hiding them, but they're just being private because, of course, of whatever they've been through before. And they don't want people, to see, because, social media will tear your relationship up. People will come out of the woodworks. Oh, you messing with this one? Just so how do you navigate those two things? What is okay to post? And do you find yourself being private but not secretive about your relationship, about your marriage?
I am private about my relationship, and I'm private about my marriage, and I'm private about my partner, because just like you said, people will come in who knew their past and try to tell me who my partner is. So how like these couples get in and y'all been in 3 to 6 months and you want to soft launch or hard launch your relationship on social. I knew who I married. When I knew who I married, I knew who I was dating. I knew who he was, as solid as he was. We dated 10 years prior. So when I came back and I'm like, while you may have grown, which I expect you to over time, the heart and the core of you is still the same. We agreed at some point I should see my partner on social media. You should post me. I should post you just the same. Because if I care about you and I want to celebrate you in some aspect, whether it's Father's Day, whether it's our anniversary, whether it's your, the world should be able to see I love you, I'm with you, and I'm committed. Because if they don't, what does that say about me and your relationship either way? Am I keeping it secret for some other reason? Is it something out there that I'm trying to keep from you? Every relationship to me needs a certain level of privacy. Everything ain't for the internet. Everything ain't for the public. Because, back in the day when we didn't have social media, you didn't tell all your friends everything that went on in your relationship. Something you kept between you and your partner. Social media has invaded in a way now where people feel like everything goes on the internet. And it really.
And see, I was just about to say that. So that is because, once again, the comparison. You see other people doing it, so you feel like you should have to do it, right? And so, like I said, that's why I want to ask the question, with you being married, it's no reason for you to be private about your relationship, because people know you're married. But at the same time, it's not you blasting at everything, because people do, from your past, they do want to come through and just start throwing stuff around like, oh, I knew this person and da 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 da. So I fully understand. And with Kish, I want to ask you, how has it, whether now or in the past, posing the same questions, what does that social media outlook look for you and the person you've been with, the person you're with now? And is it private but not secret? Like, what's okay to post, what's not okay to post, and how do you navigate that? How would you want it to be navigated as well?
So for me, I post what I want to post. Like, and it's not like an overkill of our relationship. Like, it's not me posting you every 2 seconds or posting us together or saying what we doing. Like, so I think it's kind of like where I'm posting you, but we're private as well too. Because I'm like, I still want to have some of that stuff to myself too without the world seeing it. And I feel like if your foundation is solid, like nobody can come in and say anything. People can say what they want to. And when you're on social media, like people are socially messy. So they can come in and say stuff and do stuff or whatever the case may be. But if your foundation is solid, what y'all gonna do is see it and laugh about it. Like like you see that comment or you see what they said, you're gonna laugh about it because your foundation is good. But for me, like I will post you, but some stuff I'll keep to myself as well. So
Yeah, I get
that's
it.
just me.
I get it. And so what I've come to find out is we get caught, like Jax and like you said, Keish, we get caught in this relationship goals. That's the big thing, the relationship goals. The goal is to do this or do that, to have the bag, to go have the trips. And some of these people are not happy, y'all. They're really not happy. I know a number of people that are doing all of these things that y'all want to do. And at the core of it, They're not happy. Stop comparing your relationship to these relationships you see on social media. Because here's the funny part. You will watch this, and then all of a sudden, when the ball drop, when the information drop that such and such been having problems, and it's normally celebrities that y'all are watching. When the ball drop and you see that all these problems that people been having, now it's like, oh, now you got a different relationship goal. Now you on to the next celebrity couple saying, hey, I want to be like them. You're chasing the wrong thing. Chase the person that you're with. And I say that in a very safe manner. I'm gonna use the word safe. Like it's nothing wrong with you chasing that person. Y'all chase something that y'all wholeheartedly agree on together, not something that you're seeing on social media. If you're getting to the bag, then by all means get to the bag. If that's, you're in the consensus in the house, then do that. But make sure it's the both of you, and make sure you're independently your own persons as well. You don't have to always like what your partner is doing. You don't always have to sign on and sign off of what your partner is doing. Be independently yourself. And fellas, I want to say this to you. Let that woman be independent, please. I promise you, if you let that woman be independent, you'll have a completely different woman than you have right now. All that she can't do and what she not be able to wear. Partner, when you met her in the club in that low skirt. What's the problem now? When you met her online, and she was saying all type of crazy stuff. She was flirting with you. Now when you see online, you're upset. Why? It's the person you met. It's what you were attracted to. Allow that woman to be who she is. Now, some things she's going to have to curb. We understand that. And some things you're going to have to curb. Y'all are different people, right? We get it. But when you come together, you're going to come together as one, whether you're dating or you're engaged, you're married. It doesn't matter. There's certain sacrifices you're going to have to make to keep the person that you want to be with, right? One of the biggest things I always tell people, listen, I'm not about to keep somebody that don't want to be kept. It's not happening, right? I'm not going to fight for you. Will I fight with you? Yes, but I'm not going to fight for you in that way. It's not happening. If you don't want to be kept, I have no problem with you leaving. I promise I have no problem. I will always be all right. I have no problem with you leaving. But at the same time, I'm going to do my very best to make sure that you are loved, cared for, and you are adored at every single turn and at all times. But please, by all means, if you ever give me the signal you don't want to be here, okay, not a problem. It's cool. And I'm very nonchalant. Like, you got to be careful with me. Like, Cardi, you better be careful with me. I'm very nonchalant. Sometimes you may have to tap me and be like, are you okay? Because I'll be like, all right. The same way you walked in here, the same way you can walk out. I'm okay with that. All right. So, yeah, just be mindful, fellas, man. Let that woman be who she is. And ladies, understand, and men, because I don't want to just say ladies. Ladies and men, there's some changes and some sacrifices you're going to have to make. Because I'm a quick fixer. If you tell me you don't like something, I'm fixing it immediately. Because I don't want you to have to go through that again, right? And so, with me being an immediate fixer, I always tell the person I'm with, I told my baby, I don't expect you to do the things that I do. I do not. And that expectation of trying to find ourselves in other people, that's where you lead yourself wrong, right? You let yourself down when you have these big expectations. When you expect yourself out of somebody else, your partner, whoever else, you're going to let yourself down. Nobody's going to do what you're going to do. Stop looking for you in other people. Allow people to be who they are and meet them where they are. And I promise you, you get the best out of the relationship. All right. I'm off my soapbox. So here's my next thing. And I like this. Healing from generational trauma in love. Like, are we carrying our parents' pain into our partners' lives? And also, are we letting go of past hurts and trauma and not bring that into new relationships? Is that possible? Because I'm going to tell you what, there are things that are triggers for people. Very big things like saying, who was that? Or saying stupid stuff like trying to be cute, like who texting us? Who? What? What do you mean who's texting us? Your phone go off. Who texting us? No, baby, who texting me? Like, what do you mean who's texting us? That's wild. And that's a past trauma. That's not cute. It's not cute to me at all. Like, I don't find that cute at all. Who's texting us? I didn't know you was paying this cell phone bill with me. I didn't know we was doing that. I didn't know. Like, it's weird to me for somebody to say stuff like that. And then what's another one? Oh, You liking too many pictures. I'm liking too many. What? Of who? Baby, you jealous of somebody I need to know about? Like, and I'm be honest with you, I'm not liking the scantily clad women's photos. Like, I'm not doing it. Right? It's not even in my algorithm. It's not even in my feed because the stuff I look at, right? So you gotta be careful, man. Like, figure out your partner. Once people start showing they crazy, baby, it's time to leave. It's time to go. Once crazy show up, because let me explain something to y'all. Crazy don't know crazy till crazy show up. And people always ask me, what do I mean by that? Normally, crazy people don't know they crazy. Like, you'll never hear a crazy person say, oh yeah, I'm crazy. You'll never hear that. But you will see it, because case in point, I was dating somebody, and literally in a moment, we're about to go out, right? And they can't find anything to wear. Mind you, they literally just bought all these clothes. And I'm waiting for them to get dressed. And they are huffing and puffing and running back to the closet and all this. And I'm like, yo, what is going on with this person? And then all of a sudden they say, I don't have anything to wear. I'm talking about upset. I don't have anything to wear. I don't feel like going. I am fully dressed, ready to go. And you talking about, I don't want to go anywhere now. I said, okay, excuse me. Okay, cool. I messed around, sat down, turned on Netflix. I started watching a show. And she gonna say, you don't want to go again? I'm sorry. Did you not just blow up and say you don't want to go anywhere because you can't find anything to wear? What are we doing? And then she introduces the other entity in the room. And when I say the other entity in the room, I really mean the other entity in the room. Mind you, I've known this person probably for a good solid year. And then all of a sudden they introduce the other entity. They say, oh, I'm like that because I'm bipolar. I'm sorry. I think you should have led with that. I think you should have led with your ass is bipolar. You see what I mean by the onion just kind of unraveling? This is what I'm talking about. You sent me your representative. And then when you decide to kirk out over the fact that you can't find any clothes and you just bought about $400-$500 worth of clothes, but you can't find nothing to put on, now all of a sudden the real person shows up. Oh yeah, I'm bipolar. No, damn it, you bye-bye. You got to go. Like, I'm not about to play with this. You bipolar. And I have nothing against people who are bipolar, but lead with that. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what's happening. I don't want to know you're bipolar in the moment where you can't find something to wear. Come on now. So, Kish, my question to you is, what does that look like? How do you navigate, whether it's generational trauma, something you saw your mom and your dad go through, or just past traumas in relationships, like just both of them, if you could touch on those. Like, what does that look like for you? How do you navigate that? How do you kind of put it on the back burner? Or do you kind of carry some of those things still because, maybe, not to say you haven't let go of a relationship, but it's kind of hard to get past certain things and you just kind of are mindful of those things?
You need to heal. Like, you really got to heal. Like, you have to take the time and be okay with being by yourself and put the work in. The thing is, what people don't realize is, like, you don't know you over something until it happens again and it don't faze you. So you avoiding it and moving on to the next relationship is not fixing it. That's just avoiding it. So you have to actually put the work in. Like, you really got to put the work in. And then if you put the work in, guess what? You won't even be led to something else like that again, to be honest. Because if it was bad for you, you're going to notice it right away and it's not going to happen again, right? So people don't want to be okay with being by themselves. Everybody wants to be in a relationship. Everybody wants to be in a situationship. Everybody wants to be in a toxic friendship. Like, no, you need to be by yourself. Like, sometimes you'll be isolated for a reason and you're wondering why everybody is coming in and out, because you need to heal. Like, you got to heal.
So, okay. So she says something, and I'm going to come to you, Jax. The situationships. Listen, y'all. Situationships, I get it. And I'm going to call it what it is. It's a quick fix for whatever it is. But let me tell y'all something about these situationships. Let me tell you where they go wrong. They go wrong when somebody starts catching feelings. And you have to understand something. If you're in a situationship and you start catching feelings, you got to say something right away, because you're doing the other person a disservice. You really are. You are putting them in a position where you're literally falling for this person. They're just still like, it is what it is. And now you're in your feelings because you think it's supposed to be something else. And this happens to men and women. I've seen men fall completely out of control. I can't believe she's doing me like this, dog. And then you're looking at him like, bro, it ain't even a real relationship. Like, what are you talking about? And so I call it the breaking of the contract. Like, you didn't tell me what was going on, so you broke the contract. And now the situationship got to be over because I don't feel the same way. So we got to stop this. All right. So, Jax, let me ask you, how do you feel about the generational traumas, the past traumas in relationships? Are you still navigating that? And I know you said that you and your husband are doing the therapy or going to therapy or have gone to therapy. Is that a part of that, or is it, and not to get too much in your business, because you ain't gotta float all this on this podcast. But just in general, dealing with past traumas, whether it's generational coming from parents or just relationship traumas, how are you navigating?
I think when you go into a relationship or you call yourself wanting to date somebody and be committed, you have to be aware of what it is. First things first, you got to acknowledge what's in your. And going to therapy for me and my husband is a way to deal with some of those things. We come from two totally different backgrounds. We were not raised exactly the same, even though we both have very deep Southern. When those traumas show up, you can't cut and curtail now that you're married. And every reaction that you give is not going to be received by your partner. I also believe that being accountable and willing to hear someone tell you, hey, this does not work for me, is a part of that. Because if you're not willing to let the person you're in a relationship with tell you, hey, I don't like the way you talk to me, or I don't like when you come off real harsh, that don't really, how are you ever going to change your behaviors? You got to be willing to let someone else show you or tell you that the behavior. Therapy for us was crucial because specifically, I lost my a month before I literally buried my father in August and had to walk down the aisle in September. And we were planning for my dad to be there. And 6 months into my relationship, my husband was just like, you are a shell of the person. You are not who I proposed to. Keep in mind, we went through COVID, had a baby, bought a house. We did a lot of stuff. So it was very necessary for me to unpack so that I didn't lay that on my, because that it literally ends up what happens. I end up laying all of my baggage on my partner, and
Okay.
got to be willing to sort it. Got to be willing.
Well, I want to say, if I hadn't said it, I want to say it publicly. I'm sorry for the loss of your father, because I've known you for a long time. I have. So if I had not said that, and I believe I did on social media, but I want to say it publicly, I'm sorry for the loss of your father.
Appreciate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. So I do want to say that I really believe that in dealing with past traumas and dealing with past relationship drama, I think some of us are trying to build love with people who are still learning what safety feels like. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even know what safety feels like. Like, have you been provided a safe space? Have you been provided a safe place to land on a daily basis? Have you been put in your soft spot, your soft life, your soft feminine? Like, it's a little different. You hear the soft life for the woman. I need men to know there's nothing wrong with putting a woman in her soft era. There's nothing wrong with that. That does not mean that you are providing everything. And I want to say this on this podcast. I want to say this out loud. A man paying all of the bills is not for every relationship. Please know that. If y'all have to go 50-50, there's nothing wrong with that. And nobody needs to know that you're going 50-50. If all those bills are paid, them kids are taken care of, you able to do everything that you need to do within your relationship. It works for you. Don't get suckered into feeling like you're less than because you're not paying all of the bills. It doesn't work for everybody. It just truly does not. Okay. But I do want to say that men deserve a safe space too. I got to say that, right? Men wholeheartedly deserve a safe space. I understand that we're ripping and running, we're getting things done, and we're being the men that we are. I get it. But please know, fellas, we need it. Ladies, we need it. There is something to be said about coming home and able to just sit down next to your lady and lay your head in her lap and just sit there. You ain't got to say a word. You just sit there. Fellas, do you know the level of comfort it is to be 100% vulnerable with your woman? Like, you don't have to fake nothing. You don't have to be, this bravado is gone. All the walls are down and you can just be you. Right? And that's both sides, but it's something about a man being able to do that. He doesn't have to have that tough exterior, because I told my baby, Keisha, tell you, I will never be the person who I am outside of this house with you. Never. Not ever. Not one time. And both of these ladies know exactly how I am. On this podcast, I'm cool, calm, and demeanor. But I'm a little different. Okay? It don't take much and it don't take long. I stay on ready, set. I just need a reason to go. Just being perfectly honest. And I don't play about my people. I don't. I'm very territorial. I am lying. I'm very territorial. It doesn't matter if I've known you for a month or 2 years. If we cool, oh, buddy, it's on and popping. I promise you it is. Don't give me a reason, because that's all I need. Okay? So, ladies, by all means, if you're with a man and you notice that man is going through a tough time, be a safe space. Please give him a safe place to land, because it's different. And it's beautiful, man. Like, everybody's not afforded that. If you got to fight in your home, it's not good. I promise you it's not good. You're fighting the world outside every single day. Even as a black man, you're fighting the world every single day. You should not be coming in your house and fighting. Same thing for ladies. It's a tough battle out there. We deal with a lot. You should not be coming home and have to fight even more in your home. I don't care if he didn't take out the trash. It's the trash. I don't care if she didn't wash the dishes. It's the dishes. And you probably got a dishwasher. People forget all the time. But let's not do that, okay? My goodness. So I want to move on and ask a question. When do we start seeing each other as competition instead of completion? When did we do that? When did we have this patriarchy, feminism, and cultural pride that often clashes instead of connects? Like, where did we figure out that it was okay for women to say, I don't need no man? But you see them on social media saying, I'm tired of being single now. I don't want to kill these spiders no more. Like, where did we get, how did we get there? What happened? Like, what does that trauma look like that turns us into, we don't need one another? Like, why is that even a go-to? What do you think, Keish?
I think it's like deep rooted trauma. Like, I really think it's like deep rooted trauma, like, that nobody is working on or that nobody is talking about. Like, these relationships is so toxic. Like, I'm talking about, and people stay in them way too long. And going to the next one is just like exhausting even thinking about it, because it's so bad. So I think that, and I'm not just saying just for women, I'm saying for men and women. Like, their trauma, like, they got trauma. Like, just even if you even talk to somebody, like, it's always, well, he did this and he did this, or he's gonna do this, or he's gonna say that, or she's gonna do this and she's gonna do that. Like, that trauma is real. Like, it's real life. And some people are rather just be by themselves or just even not entertain it because of all that trauma. And the thing is, they gonna carry it over to the next person, because you could be happy and guess what's gonna happen? All she gonna do is do this. All he gonna do is do this. And then now that got you questioning, like, well, maybe is he really gonna do that? Is he really gonna say that? So that trauma is really serious. Like, it's real serious. And it turned into a competition on who can say who did what the worst. The men gonna be over here because they not healed. The women over here gonna say this because they not healed. And it's like a competition on who is the worst, the men or the women. When really it's both of y'all because neither one of y'all is healed. Keyword healed.
I'm gonna come back to that because I want to see what Jax say because I got a question for both of y'all. Let's see. So Jax, what's your thoughts on this? Because I have a question because she said something. Kish said something that got me thinking a little bit. But let me see what you say. How do you feel about the gender roles? And I know you mentioned it earlier, right, about the washing the dishes, taking out the trash. But how do you feel about, it doesn't seem like a team effort anymore. It doesn't seem like a completion. It seems more like competition. Like, how do you feel about that?
First of all, I feel like a lot of people, just like she said, they come in unhealed, incomplete, and trying to make a whole relationship when you're not whole when you walk into it. They come in looking for somebody to complete them and make them who they're supposed to be. And then once you get to this searching point where you want this person to be something that you don't even have to give, then it's, well, why didn't you do this? Or why aren't you doing this? Or why can't you be this? Or why can't you be that? You do have to heal yourself before you call yourself coming in wanting somebody to be everything that you're not. And then social media does not help this aspect where you look out and you see cars, this, that. Well, why aren't you giving me this? Why aren't you giving me that? Then it becomes a competition. Well, I'm here with you, I'm gonna just go get it on my own. I'm gonna just show you I can do it by myself. Versus if we say we building, me and you got to be on the same playing field and we got to have the same plan to build. To three architects can't come in and call themselves building a house and everybody go do their own thing. It's not gonna fit. It ain't even gonna fit. And I feel like that's what a lot of people do in relationships. You come in, we ain't talked about boundaries, we ain't talked about what we can and can't do, what our bottom lines are, and then it's just like, oh, now let's go get married. That ring didn't seal all that stuff that was going on, and all you did was put a couple of thousands of dollars on a problem. Somebody told me I'd rather have a $10 ring and $1 million marriage versus $1 million marriage. I got a $5 marriage and $1 million ring. And I had the ring don't the rings don't make the.
Show the ring again. You know, ooh, boy, wait till y'all see this ring. That ain't no punk ring. That's all right there. Hey, Kish, close your eyes. Listen, that's a nice ring. That is nice. All right now. Okay. Woo! Thank you, Jax. I know, right? You gotta hold on. It's a little bright in here today. No, don't take it off. You good. That's a nice ring. That's a beautiful ring, man. That's a beautiful ring. So I'm gonna pose it to you because Jax, you just got through talking, and then I'm gonna pose this question to you too, Kish. So here's my thing, and Kish said something that made me think of this. In talking about the competition, and it's not a matter of being completed. The biggest problem I see in the competition is not social media, but the other marriages around the other married couples or the other relationships around the other single people, right? And so here's what I don't get. When y'all have an issue, why do you take that to somebody? Why do you take it to someone? Why do you feel like you have to talk to somebody about it? And when I say talk to somebody about it, I mean, you're talking to the most toxic person in your circle. This is who you're talking to. And not even that, you may be talking to multiple people. So here's what I'm going to tell everybody. And I want you to answer that. Like, how do you navigate that? Here's what I'm going to tell everybody. You do have to realize something. When you do this, the person who's dealing with you has to go through 6 different filters of people before they actually talk to you. So if they went and they told all their business to 6 different people, you're literally have to filter through 6 different people's ideas, ideologies, their facts, opinions, before you get to the person that you're actually talking to. Because they're going to give you all of that first, mix it all up with how they're feeling, and then that's what you have to deal with. So, Jax, let me ask you, what does that look like for you, and how do you and your husband navigate the whole? Oh, I just needed somebody to talk to, so I talked to such and such. How does that look?
You live and you live. And for us, my circle is not that big and wide, and nor is my husband's. We made a point that when we surround ourselves with people, we surround ourselves with people who are like-minded like us. Now that's not to say that we don't have single. Yes, if my friends are single or unmarried or dating, whatever the deal is, cool. You're not any less than because you're not married or in relationship or partnered. But when it comes to what I'm dealing with, there is a certain level of boundaries when stuff start going on in my house. When stuff start going on in my house, the first person I'm going to is the person that I live with in my house. Because if I got a problem, me and you need to be the one to fix it. Now, I firmly believe everybody needs a sounding board. Everybody needs a voice of reason, but you have to know the voice of reason that you choose. When you start telling your business, or you say, hey, I got this, that in my marriage, or my husband's doing this, that, and the third, you can't go tell Susie down the street who been complaining to you the whole time talking about she's single and she's looking for a man. Because the first thing she's gonna do is remember all the times that you said your man was doing what he did by what he did give and where he has been, and she's gonna be like, oh girl, oh yeah, I wouldn't stay with that. And then the next thing you know, soon as you leave Dwayne, Susie up in your house with Dwayne, because you told her all your business. You gotta be mindful who you are talking to. My husband has friends of his own that did not include me when we. He has a selection of certain men that he talks to. If me and him can't, and it's not even a I'm going to tell you my business. It's a hey, tell me if I'm right or if tell me if I'm looking at this from a perspective that benefits my relationship. I gotta me and my best friend have been it's two of them. We've been friends over 20 years. She's the only person I go to. If I can't figure it out in my house, she is the only other person. I'm like, hey, I gotta get it. I need some advice. I need to know if I'm doing this right. Am I navigating this wrong? Is it my tone? Is it what I'm saying? And another thing we do, our parents are not included in our. My mama is not a person I can talk to when something's going on in my marriage. Now, if I solved it and hey, maybe I might give you a little insight.
I do, and I got something to say to that, but I'm gonna let Kish answer this. Ooh, boy. See, that's why I got them as my co-host, yo. This is it. I knew how this was gonna turn out. Go ahead, baby. Let me hear what you got.
I agree with Jax like wholeheartedly because first of all, I surround myself with people that are not yes people. I surround myself with people who gonna tell me whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong in general. Just like she said, my circle is small, right? So, and the thing is, whatever problem that I have, I am going to go to the source first. Okay. But if it's something that I need to get off my chest, then what I'm going to do is I am going to go to that one friend who I know without a shadow of a doubt going to be like, Keish, you wrong. You are wrong. That's the thing. Everybody want to go to that friend that's going to hype them up. And just like Jack said, that's that one person that's looking like, oh, they having problems. Oh, okay. Let me see how long. And they going to keep feeding the fire. They're going to keep wanting the drama. They're going to want it because they want you either not happy or they want what you got. So you definitely got to be cautious of who you talking to and what you doing. And I'm not telling my mama. You know why I'm not telling my mama? Because my mama is going to be my road dog, hands down, right or wrong. Okay? She is not going to tell me that I'm wrong. She whatever side I'm on, that's the side she going to be on. So I can't go to her and ask her nothing. Cause she not gonna tell me the truth. She just gonna be like, whatever you say, baby, then he wrong. So I can't ask her nothing.
Well, God, oh. Well, I'm gonna say this to it. My little 2 cents. I better keep myself together. Listen. So, so what I want to say to that is, because both of y'all said a mouthful about going to people, and my biggest thing is you don't realize that when you get to talking about your person, not only do you drive them to other people, not intentionally, but other people are looking. The other thing that you do is you create an image of your person to these other people, especially if y'all are going through it. If you are talking to your family and then all of a sudden you take them around for Thanksgiving, they're going to look at them differently. They're going to judge them quick. They're going to be nasty. It's going to be funky. Like, stop doing this to your people, right? And your people are going to feel it. I promise you, the person that you're with, they're going to feel it. Stop talking bad about your person, whether husband, wife, fiance, boyfriend, girlfriend. Stop talking bad about them to your family and the people that you plan on bringing them around. Fix your problems in private, but in public, y'all handle it however you're going to handle it. But please keep your business. Okay? That's why I'm going to leave that at that. Now, the biggest thing is, with everything that we talked about, in a nutshell, I want to ask y'all, how do we fix it? What does the fix look like? What does the fix actually look like? Like, is it therapy, like you said, Jax? Is it more communication? Is it understanding? Is it love harder? Is it, buy you a ring, send you on trips? You know what I'm saying? What does it look like? Because it works differently for everybody, right? For me, I'm literally going to say communication. It may take some therapy. Love harder. But love at your level. Please love at your level. Loving outside of your level is going to put you in a tailspin that you're not going to like. Love at your level. And once again, I say stop expecting you out of somebody else. You are going to literally let yourself down. Do not look for you and other people. Meet people where they are. Kish, what you got? What do you think the solution is?
I said the same thing. Like, love out loud and keep like open and honest communication. Like, be okay with having those uncomfortable conversations. Like, I feel like, to be honest, like, I like the check-ins. Like, sometimes you might need it like every 6 months or every 3 months. Like, you do that check-in. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you good? You know what I'm saying? Do you need anything from me that I'm not giving you in this relationship? Like, I like those check-ins, and where you can be in a space where you can actually talk about it and be open and honest about it.
Okay. All right, Jax, what's your thoughts? Like, what do you feel the fix is, or what do you feel like the necessary things to do to put it back on track? Like, what does that look like for you?
I feel like the fix is a combination of all the things that we have probably all said and talked about. We have to be really intentional when we call ourselves getting into these relationships. Being accountable and being willing to heal the things that you haven't already healed when you get into this relationship. And I agree with you. Loving at your level is very important, because loving at your level allows you to be complete, whole, and honest with whoever you are loving. And when you don't, it's like living outside your means. It puts stress and tear inside of your relationship, and it makes it harder for you to rebuild. We have to communicate, and we have to learn to communicate with the people that we're in the relationship with, how it works for us. Building your own relationship for yourself and that partner that you're with is very important. The last thing I would say is, I think for a lot of us in relationships, we don't love people the way that they need to be loved. We love them the way that we want to be loved. And in return, for them, that doesn't feel like love. And it doesn't allow them to reciprocate back to you so that you both can feel encompassed.
I like that. Send that to me again. I got to put that on my Instagram story. Make it sound like I came up with it. Yeah, I'm going to steal it.
And covered in love. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just text it to me. Don't worry about it. I'm going to steal it. All right. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
So I just want to say that I agree with both of my co-hosts, right? I do want to say and add this to what they've said is you're not broken. You're becoming, right? And not only that, growth hurts. Growth is not something that's just going to come around and then all of a sudden you're just going to be okay. No, growth hurts. Whether it's a relationship, whether you're waiting on the blessing, whether, you're moving into new territory, growth hurts. But it's supposed to, because it's building us up to become the person we need to be, giving us the strength, and the capacity to deal with whatever blessings or whatever we got coming around. Because think about it like this. If you were given everything that you were supposed to have, if God said, here, I'm going to give you everything you're supposed to have, you're going to mess up 85% of it because you're not the person you're supposed to be, and you don't have the strength and the capacity to deal with all of those blessings. Growth hurts. Grow in it, grow in the relationship, grow in the problems, grow in the struggle. When you come out of it, you're going to love yourself for it. Please understand that. If this is your person and you know this is your person, please, by all means, go through the growth, go through the struggle, go through the hurt. If they are worth it, stay there. Work on it. Okay? Because you're not broken, you're becoming. So, that being said, I want to do the show, end the shows a little differently. I want to leave on a good note outside of us telling people where to follow us and all this other good stuff. But I want to say, I heard my pastor say, the presence of frustration does not mark the absence of faith. It reveals the need for change. Frustration is a sign that indicates you no longer have an appetite for the level you're on. Once again, growth. You're frustrated because you're not in the same place you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be moving in some shape, form, or fashion. I'm not telling you to leave that woman or that man. That's not what that means. That means you two are in a space where you need to get out of that and you have to grow together. Relationships take time. They take work. They were never meant to be easy. Never. It's literally just like raising a child. You don't have a manual. You don't have a blueprint. It's going to take some work, and work that you didn't know you needed to have. Okay? So, all right. So with that being said, ladies, please let people know where they can follow you. Start it off, Jax.
You can follow me on Instagram and on TikTok at Dope Queen.
All right. Kish, where can they follow you?
You can follow me on TikTok, clearly Kish, Kish.
All right. Well, that was it. Okay. And they've been spelling Kish wrong for a long time. Okay. So Kish,
Hence the
please.
spelling.
Man,
Yeah.
Kish, because they've been calling her Kish for a long time. All right, so
Sometimes
follow
it's like
me.
that.
You can follow me at GL_Richardson on TikTok and Instagram. And you can also come on and see the full episodes on YouTube at Vibe Responsibly Podcast. Real quick, after you hit that follow button, what I need you all to do, I've got one small favor. If you've been vibing with the show and you want to help keep it growing, drop a $5 monthly subscription. That's it, just $5. That's the same as a $5 biggie bag, but this one feeds the culture. Your support keeps the lights on, the mics hot, and the vibes flowing. So set it, forget it, and know you're part of what keeps the vibe alive. You can find that link in my bio on Instagram and TikTok. Once again, GL_Richardson, and also on the YouTube channel at Vibes Responsibly Podcast. Thank you for coming out. God bless. And y'all have a great one. Have a phenomenal night on purpose. We out.
God bless you again.
Peace.
Okay.